Stevie, they're like a machine.
Yeah. Well, they've been like a machine. They weren't like a machine for a period today. When they changed from 3 up front to 2 up front, they were anything but a machine and kept giving the ball back to Wolves. Listen, Wolves deserve something from this game. If they'd got a point, I would absolutely not have complained. They certainly didn't deserve to win. Liverpool missed a lot of chances as well as Wolves did. So yeah, but for I don't know, a good 15 minutes in that second half, Liverpool were, well, they were absolutely opposite of a well-oiled machine, shall I say.
I feel like we've been here before with Liverpool in some matches this season where we've talked about, well, they're an old machine mentality, not at their best, get it done. This is extraordinary, this run.
I mean, you can't fault anything about this run. And though they may not have been at their fluid best during certain spells, they seem to get it done. And that's a mark of a good team. Of course, the mighty West Ham to come next week, that could all come off the rears then, but we'll hold our horses for that point.
I don't think the horses are going to
Horses are gone.
Just wait to see what West Ham have in store. But listen, Mane comes off, you understand, that front three somehow has to reorganise. Minamino comes on. It's not quite the same. But at the same time, I don't think we give Wolves enough credit for their approach in the second half as well. They pressed high up. I thought they were not showing themselves to be an outstanding footballing team. But Liverpool just head and shoulders above everybody else. To that point, and Stevie was complaining about Mo Salah last week. And again, I thought a performance from him that was frustrating. Whenever he gets the ball, he's got one thing on his mind, whether he's got support or not. And at times, I just feel that
Liverpool are a million points ahead at the top of the table.
Yeah,
and we're still picking,
I know, but
I'm
just... I sensed or felt Stevie's frustration with Mo Salah today.
and every day, for that matter.
How do Liverpool keep doing this?
You know, I think as dominant as they have been this year, I really do think that this is somewhere down the road is going to hurt Liverpool. The fact that they keep going on this run and they're barely hanging on in games and they're vulnerable and they do enough to win and it's great that they have this momentum and it's great that they have this run, but I think it's going to end at some point. And when it does, it's going to be difficult to regain that momentum because I do look at the 15, 20 minutes where Liverpool was struggling, and they were struggling to do basic things and maintaining possession of the ball. And they were vulnerable. And it looked like it was Wolves, the team that was more likely to win it rather than Liverpool. Now, having said all that, we go back to the point of Mohamed Salah. This game could have been over, done with, had Salah taken advantage of his opportunities. My bigger point about Liverpool is that you look at the totality of performances, and there's been too many of those this year where they do just enough. And if it was 1 or 2 games, you say, well, that's fine. You know, you just find ways to win. But when it becomes a trend, then you have to think about, okay, is this a way that they're going to win games throughout the year, or is there a reason to be concerned?
Can I rewind a little bit here? I was bringing this up because it would be too easy to just sit here every single time Liverpool go on the field and tell people how great they are. Mm-hmm. The reason I pulled up that 15-minute spell is to try and give something else other than tell you how brilliant he is. He is, the way they set up, the way they this, the way they that. This team right now is all about a mentality. Mm-hmm. Because if it's all down to ability, there are other teams that have got good players, but the way this team is set out, particularly with the 3 up front, every time they walk on the field right now, they know they're going to win. And who cares if you're not at your best? Mm-hmm. It's all about not losing now because of the invincible thing, but they think they're going to win every minute of every single game. So, again, let's not forget how great this side is. It is absolutely fantastic, and I think the only thing we can do is try and give other teams a little bit of something to grab onto why they might actually beat this team.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.